Hi, I'm Ted O'Brien. If you made a pledge to Channel 2 recently, thank you. And remember to rush your check to Channel 2, Boston 02134. If you haven't made a pledge, there is still time to make a year-end contribution. Call 492-1111 right now and make your pledge to support the best television on television. And thanks.
Join us for A Child's Christmas in Wales, a heartwarming adaptation of the classic story by Dylan Thomas of Christmas Now and of Christmas the Way It Used to Be. Academy Award nominee Denham Elliott stars.
A Child's Christmas in Wales, Christmas Eve at 9, here on Channel 2. This is member-supported Channel 2, the best television on television. Local broadcast of this old house.
Have more teachers and really well-trained teachers. And that's why I'm out now all over. Wherever I go, I see a good artist, I talk to them, and I say, why don't you become a family member, a part of our family, and you go out and teach. And that's what I do today. I have one wonderful friend. I met him 22 years in Los Angeles. We both were struggling on the shopping centers, and I admired them all the time. I bought even one of his paintings is hanging in my room already for 22 years. And now when I need more teachers, he came to my house here in Canada and we talked about it, and he said, Bill, I'm all out because it is a wonderful way of doing it and I will be a good teacher in your family. And I want to introduce you to the Lou Spears. I tell you, look at that fella, look at that guy. I tell you, I love him. He is such a wonderful man. And it's a joy for me to introduce you, Lowell. And maybe let Lowell show what he can do. I tell you, that guy is just the greatest I ever met. And I'm so proud of him that he came here and that he becomes a part of the big Alexander family. Lowell, how about you grab us almighty palette?
All right.
And you fire and show them. Show them.
Well, first of all, Bill, I'd like to say thank you. I mean, for allowing me to become part of your family, part of your team. So, what else can I say? He's the greatest, folks. We all know that.
He is so humble.
It's been established.
Nice. It's nice.
You're an established figure in all these people's homes.
Yeah, but
and we're going to keep you there, too. So
wonderful, Lowell. I'm really happy for that.
But today, I want to introduce something with your wet-on-wet technique, doing some florals.
Wonderful, Lowell.
The easiest way there is. Really,
wonderful.
It is, Bill.
Fire in and show them that almighty technique.
So, today I got a little surprise for you, something different. We're going to go right into the black medium. Make certain you have your can. Shake your can or stir the black medium to begin with so that it's mixed well. And whip it right on the canvas. Don't worry about getting an excess amount to begin with.
He don't use a magic white. He uses that black paint for this particular painting.
So get it on, what we're doing is kind of tinning the canvas. We'll remove the excess. I'll show you that in just a little bit. So, clean your brush. And remove the excess up and down strokes like this. And then maybe go back across. Notice the excess that you removed. The canvas is prepared just right now for this particular painting.
I wish you would watch it, because I learned when I was out on the shopping centers, people became so excited, they watched me, but they didn't see what I was doing. If you just see what Lowell is doing now, then it will be right.
So with a clean, dry brush, go right into phthalo blue. Load it up pretty heavy. Let's go right down in this bottom area like this. A bit more. We're got set the stage set for a variation of colors here. You probably can see the lines. Without cleaning the brush, go right into alizarin crimson. Load it up heavy.
In other words, Lowell, you are mixing on a canvas.
Absolutely. This particular technique, wet on wet, you mix right on the canvas.
You mix on the canvas. You see now, there is that almighty difference, because you see his palette. Look at that palette. Nothing is done there. You have not mixed at all.
Right.
Good,
Absolutely.
Lord. That is good.
So then, let's clean that alizarin out, because we want some of this red to show. We're going to put in here next. Go right into the permanent red. Also, again, filling the brush full. Softly let the colors bleed into each other. Notice that you can tell maybe by the sound even that I'm using a lot less, the stroke isn't as firm. Also down here. So the canvas is prepared now for a floral using the wet on wet technique, which I owe all to you, Bill.
No, Lord, but I like the way you said, you hear it on the sound. You see how sensitive an artist is? It is not only this he does with the brush. He hears it even. He sees and he hears it. I think that is what I wish you would learn, that there's a feeling that whole Lowell sphere is in that canvas already. I wish you would see and feel that. Feel with us. Then I think we have you there where you really want to be, because life is sometimes very dry and very nothing. But it's so much harder than it, Lord, isn't it? That's beautiful. Fire in, fire in.
Okay. I got a bristle brush here now, and we go right into the pure white. Notice the loading, how I'm loading it. A slow, kind of a figure-8 motion. Note how the brush is loaded on both sides. Both sides. Okay. All right, we'll do something simple today, kind of like we'll do a couple of large poppies here, and maybe a few daisies and leaves. So note how I'm holding this brush. I'm perpendicular to the canvas. With a lot of pressure, you can tell by the bend. Pull, and as I come down, start releasing the pressure. A lot of people think that you're doing some fancy twists with your wrist there, but really you're not. It's just pressure, release, and pull down. So simple. Reload again. Overlapping strokes. As you go back around, release the pressure on the brush. Now I want you to note something here now. As we go back down into this blue, notice the variation of the colors here now.
Lord, how you pick your distance there from one to another? Is it a common sense thing?
Well, maybe when I established this first petal, it established the size of that particular flower.
Isn't that wonderful?
So I automatically go over and do something similar, in size.
Yeah, you see,
So,
but I want to say you don't have to draw it, isn't it?
That's right.
Common
you don't have to
sense
draw.
tells you.
Common sense.
See what he does, the common sense. It is so common sense to do the right thing. That's this whole almighty technique. And if you learn it, I tell you, that's living, good living.
Okay, we did the opposite thing on the other side. Come back in and do this petal over to the middle. Come back over and start at this side again. Come back and go over to the middle, releasing the pressure as you get over here, showing depth in your floral. We'll make this side a little darker. Go into a little bit more blue. Start right at this edge of this petal that's coming out of there. Overlap the strokes. Now at this time, note how I can get the paint off of the brush and make it a ruffled edge. I want to do that for you again now. Let me get a little more paint on here. The brush is loaded heavy. By pushing the first stroke, push it in like that, and then release it.
Beautiful.
Notice the ruffled edge?
Isn't that always a trick? There's the master.
Then come on with a little darker blue. I've just added a little more darker blue for the petals around the flower. Also showing more depth in your flower. down here and do a couple down here. After you get a few of these strokes down, this is such a simple way of painting.
For you. No,
Yeah,
that's
but
nice.
increase your speed, perfection comes with practice. No problem. All right, I'm gonna clean this brush. Go up and do the next flower. I want to kind of get rid of that blue that's on that brush. Go up and do another flower here, back into white again. Let's bring a little over here.
But you see the color variety already, you know, by having that blue, and here already the red is popping up.
Right.
It's kind of a glow you build, and a kind of a beautiful glow he's building into that.
Okay, let's do one here. Basically the same way. Back over and do this one. Maybe we'll close that middle petal up a little bit. I might point out also the direction of your stroke, very important. Note all in, for instance here, note in this particular flower that most all the strokes go to the source before they're hooked onto the stem. Very, very important. Let's go up here and do this. Now there again, letting that brush flow off the ruffled edge by a pushing effect. If you want to tip that petal over, you could do it like that. And then let it blend into the background.
But can you see that painting is floating out of his hands? It is just floating, and that's a wonderful thing. He's not struggling. You see his smile? Look at his face. I watch him all the time. Look at him. He's always grinning, and that's nice.
Little happy outside petals out here.
Yeah. Lo, you remember 22 years when I met you?
Yes.
Oh, we struggled like hell on the shopping
Didn't we?
centers in Los Angeles. It was fun too, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Wouldn't change it for nothing.
I think you're right. We was lean and mean.
That's it.
Now I'm fat and round, but you're still lean and mean.
Well, I'm
How
mean
you
and mean,
mean,
but I'm
not
gonna get fat. You're gonna make me fat.
I make you fat, you betcha. You become the greatest artist ever lived on earth.
Well, I wouldn't go that far,
But
Bill.
you got the capacity, and that's what makes it so nice.
We got to keep our priorities together, and I think Bill's number one. So, so let's do some leaves. I got a red sable brush here. Let's go right into the cad yellow. I'm gonna thin the paint down a little bit by going into the thinner. Get a little bit thinner. A touch of white. And let's do some leaves. I'll give you a step-by-step how we do some leaves. All right, let's bring them out of the source again here. Notice I used this corner of the brush right here. Can you pick that up right there? When I made that, I started there just using the corner. If you use the brush straight in, you would have a big wide line. Also, you might note I'm using less pressure on this particular side of it.
But you see the time, praxis makes the master. Lol, since I know him, this is 22 years, Lol, isn't it? And when I see you, what you do now, oh God, you really became a tiger. You're really something. I'm very, very proud of you. That means, with other words, all of you people out there, and I know you're my friends, become the master, but work at it. I think we all have to put our own gear and do it. I was maybe lucky that I had the chance to paint all the time. That's why I learned a lot. See, and that's what you see here. That's the results of practice and painting.
Maybe we'll put a few smaller leaves as we go around. I call this a broad leaf. I'm going to show you how to make a small leaf. Let's go up here on the top of the painting. Make a line using that corner of the brush again. I'll do this kind of slow for you. Just using one stroke. How can you beat it? And after you get experienced at it a little bit, you can you can just do it like this, no problem.
There you are. Lowell, I'm sorry. How many paintings you know who you painted in your lifetime?
Well, I haven't got an exact count, but in a neighborhood of 7,000.
7,000. You hear that? 7,000 paintings. But I tell you, that's what it really is. And sometimes, when I think I was on the road, I give paintings away just for having food. I remember I traveled a lot, and and you have to pay your bills. And then what the hell you do? The best money for me was a painting. I could always paint a painting. And I remember in Moscow, Idaho, I never ever stuck there. And so people came and I said, whatever you pay me, I'm happy to get a couple of bucks. I have a clutch. I had to put the clutch in my car. But you see, that's the struggle of an artist first.
Yeah, it's not always been easy.
No, not something.
And you grow as you paint, you know. So,
there you are.
and with this particular technique, you grow faster.
Isn't that wonderful what you said
so
right now?
simple.
The technique is what makes it easier. Beautiful.
See, we need a couple leaves right in here.
Oh, you got them always excited about the whole thing. I can't help when I see it. It's just floating out your hands.
Let's do a different type of leaf right now.
What I like your smile. I like always when you look at me here and you have that grin. Yeah, it makes it so damn easy for him. Other artists would struggle like hell. What did you know? What did you know? See, the master is the time and the practice. And if you go on doing it, there is fun and excitement. And the end result is what counts, really.
We do the same thing up here. Let me give you a blow-by-blow of how I'm doing this. Using the corner of the brush again, push it in, start twisting the brush. Come right down to the edge of your flower. We'll do a few of these on the front here. Tie this thing together a little bit. Start way up there and come down. Come back, start at the bottom.
Look at that swing. It is a charm. Even watching this wrist of your hand, it's just wonderful to watch you. That's wonderful.
Put a little more white here. Put a few more covered leaves on the front there to give a little more depth in your painting. This is a simple two-stroke leaf. You could just put one in, go to the back over, and use that edge of it for the center of the vein and just match it up. So simple. Maybe we'll do a couple over here. Well, I got this brush with this color on it. I'll do a center here. A red sable brush. Just do a semicircle like that. Clean this brush.
But he didn't draw at all. Did you see that? See, he did it without just, that is what I wish you would learn. Not to fiddle around and draw it and fill it in. That's paint by number. It becomes too stiff and there's no personality in it. This has a personality. He judges the whole thing and he fires it in the way he thinks it could be done. See, spacing a canvas, he didn't even think about it. Automatically he knew that would fit right in there. And I bet if he has to paint on a big canvas, he would paint that rose to fit the canvas. I wish we would all learn that. I'll have learned that too, because I know roughly to space my canvas and fire it right into the right spot. And that's what he does here, right there.
We do some happy little daisies now. Using the red sable brush, loading both sides. Just push and release at the end. Maybe we'll tip this petal over like this. Okay, we're going to clean this brush up.
I think, Lowell, we should have a TV series between you and me and whoever we get the other teachers. That would be nice. then we could show a mighty variety of things doing. And see, I own it to the American people because it was America what made me. And I'm very, very proud of you friends out there because you made me rich and happy. I have a happy home and everything is just wonderful. I don't like this I am so fat and round, but it goes with it, you see? And that's what I think it is good if we could add a lot of wonderful teachers now and everyone can paint powerful. And, you know, I would like to thank a guy in China or in Russia what would like to paint good. He would have to come to America and get the American teacher what has power and energy and tomorrow and blood in his veins. Isn't that right, Lord?
Yeah,
God, I get all excited now. And that's what I think we should have. We should have that. That's what it's all about. There's so many Mickey Mouse, and we had Tiny Tims. We had all kinds of baloney guys on TV. I wish we would have the real American people. And you know, sometimes it really bothers me that we show all those half-baked sonnebrans on TV. I wish we should show the real American farmer kids or the kids that build this land. That's what I always think. Ah, Lord, we will get him going.
I know it. Okay, I'm going to show you how to put the center in here. I've taken and put some lines in, same way I made the strokes on your stems. I've cleaned the brush, left some of the thinner in there to keep it nice and get it nice and wet with white and a little touch of yellow. Using the corner of the brush. Just jab them in like that. Keep them loose. Don't try putting one on top of each little stem you got there. Just hammer them in anyway like that. Be free and happy. Well, when we got that on there, maybe we could let's go over here in a little darker blue and do a few darker daisies over here and punch this painting up a little bit. And we can make that related to each other here by bringing a little blue up in the top. Make it harmonize.
Oh, this is wonderful. Lowell, if we have time, we have other 5 minutes to go. If when you finish, could you and I talk a little bit
Sure, you bet.
what tomorrow and what we want to do and because you really have, he has shown that he can do it, isn't it? If we have more teachers like Lowell, I think you are happy that I do that now because that will bring us up to the point, what we really want to do. Yeah.
Connect them flowers to the
I will show you
stem.
Other teacher, Diane. You know Diane? You know Diane.
Yes.
She is fantastic.
Absolutely.
You know, as more we can get now, as happier we will be.
Maybe a couple of leaves there, Bill. Leaves for them daisies, and we'll.
That's just fantastic.
So, while we're at it here, let's. I just want to show you how to sign a painting.
Okay, good, Lord. See, he conditions the paint. I have a hell of a time to sign my painting.
Condition the paint. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Get your liner brush real loose with the thinner. Go right into your paint with a pulling motion like this.
You know, I learned that from you now.
Yeah. Well, then sometimes you might, first time I have to lay the palette down, but sign it like this. Steady your arm on your easel and be free with it. If you get run out of paint, reload again the same way.
Lowell Spears. It's just wonderful, Lowell. Oh, God, I'm so proud of you. Thank you for showing us that.
Thank you, Bill. Son of a gun.
Let's talk a little bit about
All right.
There is a tomorrow. The sun is still shining, and we don't want the dum-dums to take us over, you know. Let's get the world bubbling, and let it get exciting. You want to go on the road, and I know you have an old truck, I see you some, but you should have a new truck, something powerful that you can travel from.
Yeah.
He's bubbling already. It would be nice if you could go from city to city and it would be organized and show you technique. Lol, I can't do it anymore. I wish and people phone me from left and right now, and I need help. Help, Lol, help.
Yeah.
And I know you're young and spunky. And
Well, I'll tell you what, Bill. There's no way I can fill your foot, your shoes, but I'll give it my best. So,
I know. As long as we give it the best, I think we all do that, and I think that will add to what I dream, because there's too many people out there phoning in and ask me, and I feel guilty. I really feel guilty that I cannot go. And what I do, it is always just 50 people or 100 people, and it's not enough. If you see some good ones, bring them home.
Yeah.
We need more teachers.
Yeah.
We need more power in art,
Right.
And I think if we are able to supply those people, then it's fun. And people are saying, people are wonderful. You won't believe it. I love them all, because that's why I do it with my heart now, because I feel guilty. They made me what I am. It is still people that do it. See? Because the guy came from Phoenix, Arizona, just 2 days ago. He was to the fair. He said, Bill, you are an ordinary guy. Can I talk to you? I think you talk to people. I thought that was nice the way he said ordinary guy.
Yeah.
But I'm just people like all other people. And that's nice,
Yeah.
People make people. If we can help other will help us.
Yeah.
And that is so simple. If we go by that recipe, Lowell, I tell you, the world is much too beautiful beneath the wide blue sky.
So,
See?
Yeah, really, Bill.
Okay, Lowell.
So, anyway.
Thank you, my friend.
Well, thanks a lot, Bill. So
It was wonderful to have you.
We all are impressed with Bill and everything. And we have our new series out where we're teaching. Diane's going to be teaching landscapes. I'm going to be teaching the florals. So join in with us and get on this wet-on-wet technique. It is fantastic.
Wonderful, Lowell.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Lowell. I'm happy too. It was wonderful.
W. Alexander Magic Art Supply Incorporated